Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to the final episode in this small series of farming highlight videos. In this episode, I have one goal and one goal only, and that is to complete this set, the Revenant card set. I have every other card in this set other than the Revenant Horror. To get the Revenant Horror, I'm gonna first need to get knowledge with the Revenant Horror. And to get knowledge with it, I basically I'm gonna have to rely on random knowledge drops. For that reason, I'm gonna be farming mostly in the torture chamber. Now, to even get this amount of knowledge has taken a huge amount of time, and I don't know how long this process is going to take. However, I am pretty confident that it shouldn't take more than about a week. I know I could end up being very, very wrong. Sometimes RNG, sometimes you can get really, really unlucky when you're relying on randomness to deliver something for you. But even so, the thing is, knowledge drops are the random knowledge drops that you get. And for creatures that you can never summon, they will have to be, the knowledge will have to be obtained by either finding the knowledge drops randomly or maybe fighting the creatures via their, the master fights that have them. But the problem is these last two horrors, the Revenant Dagon and the Revenant Horror, which were these last two Revenants rather, Revenant Dagon and Revenant Horror, I don't think they're part of the master fight, so we couldn't even rely on doing it that way. Now the thing is, when you're getting random knowledge drops, they will randomly be one of the creatures that you don't yet have at rank S. And now, here's the thing. We have 19 full pages of creatures unlocked that are not at rank S. So when knowledge drops, it could be for any of these things. Could be for any of these. Well, I was gonna say it might not be for the ones that are like exotic and godspawn, but no, those, they just don't have a card. They still do have knowledge drops that you can get, and in fact they will be in the pool of eligible things. So 19 full pages of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 times 19 plus a little bit. So almost 380 minus around 10. So around 370 creatures are eligible. This is why it's so hard to target farm one creature, because anytime a knowledge drop comes, it could be any of these. I'm trying to improve my odds by farming the torture chamber, where you get more knowledge drops from some of the realm objects. You get knowledge from any source of loot, but there are also realm objects which will guaranteed give you 3 random knowledge drops, and that has been pretty helpful. It helped me get knowledge with the other Revenant, it helped me get knowledge with the elves that we were farming, it helped me get knowledge with the constructs. Now the only thing left is this Revenant Horror, and damn it, I'm gonna make this happen. So that is the plan, of course. I'm gonna try this, but I will also be showing you all of the other various highlights and interesting things I encounter. The caveat is, I am going to try my best to keep going until I get the Revenant Horror card, and because that might take a while, this episode might end up being pretty long, because while I'm playing the game, farming for something, I'll be finding other stuff as well occasionally, and depending on how long it takes, that other stuff could end up being quite a bit of stuff. So anyway, that is the plan. That is what I intend to do, and having told you that, it is now time for me to go off screen, and I will start showing you the highlights now. And here we go. The first drop of the episode is the Bestial Koloss card from the Koloss set. Just as a reminder, farming this set because it improves health gain from stat boosting, which works well with our build, works well with a lot of build, because max health does, I mean, it's with how this game works, max health helps a lot of different things and translates into not only defense, obviously, but also damage as well for any build that involves the Bloodseeker relic. So yeah, that's an obvious target for farming if you have that kind of a build, and that's why we're doing this. And having shown you this first card drop, I'm gonna go back off screen. See you in a bit. Oh, look at this. It's a nether stone just lying around. This is the second one of these we've seen. We saw one in the last episode, I think. Let's see what this one is. And it's garbage. Well, at least we can turn it into a bit of piety. And having shown you that, I'm gonna go back off. See you in a bit. Alright, I'm about to find a skin for some random creature. This isn't one of the creatures I summoned. This is just one of the normal creatures in the realm. I, again, wasn't even really looking at the screen. Only out of the corner of my eye did I notice the slight animation that pops up when when one of the creatures is shown to have a different skin. And let's see what we're about to get for this one. A woodcarver skin for the Carver race. It's a nemesis creature as well. Let's take a look at this. Codex skins woodcarver. Ah, he's got his carving knife and a little duck that he's carved out of wood. And he looks very friendly in, you know, the illustration on top. But if you look below, he looks pretty menacing, walking around with the that knife in hand and a very sinister expression on his face. another awesome skin. I mean, I keep saying that I love the skins in this game. Eventually, once I have more of them unlocked, like years down the line, once I feel like I have almost all of them, we're gonna have to do a video where we just spend the entire episode looking at all the skins, because this genuinely is one of my favorite parts of the game. But yeah, having shown you this lovely little skin, time for me to go back. See you in a bit. And literally 3-4 seconds after that, I came across this. It's not a great nether stone, but again, we're gonna be crushing all of these into piety pretty soon. So yeah, you know, might as well just show you them as they pop up. And less than like 5-6 seconds after that, we find this card. It's all happening. The Mythicant Priderus. That's even given us another partial bonus that is largely useless, but I'm sure there's, you know, some build out there that that will make use of it. I guess anything that relies on healing, and this is some source of healing, would benefit from that. For me, it's really only exciting because it's another card, and any card we find brings us closer to the full collection. But yeah, I just want to show you that, and I'll be back with the next thing. Okay, here's a card, and it's actually one that I was farming, but not for its card set. I'm gonna explain what I mean just now. So, for our Rune of Prophecies, we have to kill life creatures, and we're not going to be able to kill them just from farming Torture Chamber because they don't appear there. We've got to kill a few nature creatures as well. So, in the interest of that, I started doing some other random realms, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll summon some random life creature. Like, I'll go down, like, this is the top of the list. I was like, I'll go down the list, I'll summon the very first life creature that I see, and that is this guy. And the very first one I fought gave me the card, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that card. And having shown you that, I'm gonna go back off screen. I'll be back with the next highlight momentarily. It happened again. I found a card, but I clicked it too quickly. It was the Blood Leper card from one of the leper enemies. I'll just confirm to you that, yeah, there were a couple of Blood Lepers in there, and one of them must have dropped the card instead of the loot drop at the end. And I'll just show you the leper set again. Oops, sorry, didn't want to. Yeah, you see the Blood Leper, first one. I hate it when I don't get to see the screen for the card drop, because there's something viscerally satisfying about just looking at the notification for getting the drop. And again, I'm as disappointed as you are that we didn't get to see that screen, but at least we can see that we do have this card as well. No more partial bonuses. The next one is going to be at 5 cards out of 8, so there's a lot of lepers, it seems. But yeah, just wanted to show you this, and having shown you this, I'm going to go back off, see you in a bit. And I'm back just to give an update that we just hit 55%. I'll just show you in the achievements menu that yes, we are now at 55%, and the achievement that put us over that threshold from 54 to 55 was this one. Reaching rank 50 with Aneltha. Now you might be wondering how I reached rank 50 with Aneltha, who is in the Forbidden Depths, when we are currently in the Torture Chamber, whose god is Tartareth, you know, standing just to the right over here. Well, I came across a Pandemonium Shrine, and one of the outcomes in the shrine is that you gain 30 favor with every single god. And I guess Aneltha must have been at rank 49, on the verge of hitting rank 50, and that tiny amount of favor put us over that threshold, despite us not being in her realm. And then that gave us that achievement, and then that achievement took us from 54% to 55%. So, happy day indeed. And having shown you that, I'm going to go back off. See you in a bit. And I might as well just show you some of this Riddle Dwarf action, because we should be getting some of the Riddle Dwarf currency out of this. Ooh, a triple 500 would have been nice, but at least we won something. And we should be getting some treasure out of this as well. Oh, so close to the treasure. At least we got some notoriety. I'm really keen to land on the treasure chests, but oh, we're just missing them. And unless we get some extra turns, it's not going to happen. Oh, but maybe. 3 turns, alright. And some more notoriety. And skip ahead, okay. That gives us granite, and with our final turn, we get some brimstone. Okay. That's nice. What do you... Let's do some Kino. Okay, alright. Should be getting some good stuff out of this. A lot of loot drops. I don't know if any of them were Revenant Horror. I couldn't see that in the list. And let's play some slots. Is this gonna be our lucky day? The answer is no, of course not. Of course not. And the bartender has nothing to say. Okay. So just wanted to show you that, and having shown you that, I'm gonna go back off. See you shortly. And we are about to get a special Koloss skin. The feminine skin. I didn't get a good look at that, so we're gonna have to take a look at that to see what exactly about it renders it feminine. Let's take a look. Where are you? Oh, I think we've overshot it, have we? Here we go. Well, this is the one we already unlocked, the Black Knight, and oh, okay. I can see that. Yeah, it's feminine enough. It gets the point across, and other than that, you know, let's compare that to regular Koloss. Oh. This is not the Koloss that I summoned. This is the Koloss that I summoned, and if we then compare it back to the to the feminine skin, it's not drastically different, but yeah, I guess, yeah, it's it does get the point across, as I said, and I think I've spent enough time admiring this skin. I think you'd have to compare it to other members of the Koloss species to see, because right now it seems to me that it looks very similar to what they already look like, other than being feminine, and I guess maybe that's the only point. So I think I've analyzed this enough, probably too much, and having said all of this, I think it's time for me to go back off, so see you in a bit. And here it is, the Koloss Doombringer card, in the same same realm as when I showed you that Koloss skin. So these guys have actually been very generous to us, giving us not only their card, but a skin as well. And having shown you that, I think I'm gonna go back off screen. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, we are about to get another Koloss skin. This seemed kind of ice themed, if I had to guess. Follower of Azrael, makes sense. Azrael from the Frostbite Caverns. So let's take a look at this. Oh, not the cards, the skins. Okay, where are you? There you are. And as you can see, it is indeed pretty icy looking. I assume the blade and those spikes sticking out of the armor are meant to be, if not made out of ice, then, you know, conveying that same look, and, you know, the fur lining around, you know, the boots and the gauntlets and the helmet, also a nice touch as well. Another cool little skin, right? Having shown you that, I think it's time for me to head back off. And we get a card from random loot from one of these cages, the Siren Coercer. Has not given me a partial set bonus, so let's just take a look at the card set. Siren. Interesting. Interesting, alright. It just makes the sleeping debuff a lot more devastating for the enemies. I'm into that. But yeah, having shown you this, you know, bit of a bonus card, I think it's time for me to go back, and I'll see you soon. We found another leper card, and this time I didn't accidentally click past. Every time I fight these lepers now, I am wary that they could drop something. Obviously their own cards, but also they drop a separate instance of loot after you kill them as well. In this case, I assume this card was from the creature itself. and that didn't give us a partial bonus, but we have 4 out of 8 from that set. So we are halfway finished from this in the set that we are not even farming. We are just incidentally getting into combat with these creatures while I'm in this realm farming something else entirely, which is kind of funny to me. But yes, just wanted to show you that, and I'm gonna go back off, so see you in a bit. And we are about to get another skin, again for one of the random creatures that was already in the realm. So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what it was, but we are about to discover it together. The skin is called Death from Above, and it belongs to the Carnage race. So let's take a look at this. Death from Above for the Carnage race. That's, I mean, it looks cool. I'm not sure how the name relates to the aesthetic, or if it relates at all. Maybe it's just a cool look and a cool name, and sometimes that's enough. And having shown you this cool little skin, it's time for me to go back off. Time to kick Xantai's ass again. Let's make this quick. Alright. Is there even any point to seeing what his stats are? I think we're gonna be just doing it the old-fashioned way. Some of them should be confused. And some good Archangel's blessings have given us a bit more of an advantage there as well. Let's do it one more time. This should be more than enough. Ooh, the Rift Dancer is dead, so not sure what's causing that. But they're dead. I assume he'll die eventually as well, yes. Not sure what his traits were. Honestly, don't care. But just wanted to show you that Xantai fight, and now that it's done, let's go back off. See you in a bit. Okay, I accidentally hit the volume slider for the mic on OBS, and it changed my settings, and like an idiot I didn't note down what my old settings were, so I've adjusted it to what I think is an acceptable level, like just judging from, you know, what it's telling me what the volume is seems to be in the good range. Anyway, that's not something you need to worry about, but just in case the volume sounds a bit off right now, it's because of that. I'll only know if this is correct once I listen to it afterwards. But the important thing is we have found the Koloss Eradicator card, and this now gives us more health when we are stat boosting, and that is something to be quite happy about. I'm not quite done with this realm. Tempted to just bail, but there could be something interesting there, so I will take a look at that, but I will take a look at that off screen. For now, it's time for me to head back off. I'll let you know what the next highlight is shortly. Okay, so I'm a little out of breath right now. I am in the middle of my workout. Just wanted to do a bit of quick, 10-20 seconds of farming in between exercises. And I'm farming crunchers right now. We are about to get a special cruncher skin. Island Turtle. Let's take a look at this. Oh god, the skin actually looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm still trying to catch my breath. It is pretty difficult to speak when you are out of breath. Gotta get my breathing under control. Right, so where are the crunchers? Was it on the first page? No, those are the bards. There we go, Island Turtle. Very cool looking skin. These are obviously turtle themed enemies. Myrtle the Nether Boss has a, like, we've got all the all the Nether Boss skins unlocked, and this is the first of the Cruncher skins that we've actually gotten from fighting one of the Crunchers, like one of the non-boss skins. And I have to say, this one looks really, really cool. Like it a lot. I like it a lot. If we had Crunchers in my party, this would definitely be something I would slap on, because it looks pretty darn awesome. And I will explain why we're farming Crunchers in a few moments, because right now I do need to get back to my workout. But for my next update, which hopefully will be when I have a Cruncher card, I'll tell you why. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, the Bloodstone Cruncher card obtained, and as promised, I'll explain why I've been farming it. Although, maybe you went and looked it up yourself in the few seconds that I spent between this update and the last. Let's go to our card list. I thought we were about to get a partial update, a partial set bonus, but no, we'd need 3 pieces for that. And take a look at this. Our creatures deal more damage for each sealed spell gem the enemy has. Our creatures take 3% less damage, excuse me, for each sealed spell gem the enemy has. I'm not exactly sure how this applies. Like, does it apply? Like, is it enemy specific? Or, like if one enemy is trying to attack us, does it count how many sealed spell gems they have? Or does it add up every sealed spell gem that all enemies have? Because the latter part sounds like it would probably be too overpowered for just something in a random, like just in a set, right? Which are supposed to give you like minor improvements. So it's probably the first one, but it's still a bit ambiguous. We'd have to do some testing and then check the math to see how this is being applied. But regardless, any sort of damage reduction, I think, is going to be good. Even though our current build doesn't really do much with the sealing spell gems, our Gate of the Gods build will have a way to make better use of this. So there is that. And even without it specifically being part of our build, occasionally in certain realms, I do think there will be things where enemy spell gems get sealed. And sometimes enemies will also seal their own spell gems because like their own ability will cause them to do it. So it will situationally be useful even without our build specifically using it. I'm struggling to speak because I recently got back home from doing the groceries. I was walking around. It's February right now in Toronto, and my face is still warming up. It wasn't that cold, but you know, if you know, you know. Like when you've been out in the cold and then suddenly you start talking. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to bring to your attention, and having done that, I'm gonna go back off screen, so I'll talk to you in a bit. It finally happened. I got the Revenant Horror card. Okay, so the last few updates that I gave you, I didn't tell you that behind the scenes I had already gotten the knowledge with the Revenant Horror, and I'd been running a hunt mission. Eventually the hunt mission ended, and then I paused with my hunt for the Crunchers, and I went on with my Revenant hunt, hunting down this last creature in this set, and it's finally done. Why is this so important? Well, I mean, this line doesn't really tell you much because it's referring to a previous bonus, but let's look at the full set. Just as a reminder to people who might be wondering why I'm so excited about this set. Ugh, what a beautiful, a thing of beauty to see the star next to this set, indicating that it's complete. Oh, do not want to deactivate that set. I just want to read the bonuses. So the 2-card bonus, it's pretty important. Less damage for each debuff you have. And then you deal more damage for each debuff, that's fine. But the full set bonus means these bonuses apply to buffs as well. And as I mentioned before, in a normal battle, you would hope that you have more buffs than debuffs. So having bonuses that scale off buffs is generally a better strategy, and especially something like damage reduction. This could help us out quite a bit. Now, I have a bit of a decision to make, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna end the episode right now. Even though really my only goal for this episode was to get this card. But I'm not gonna end the episode right now. What I'm gonna do is I'll keep going the usual amount, about an hour, maybe a little bit more. And we'll see what else we find. But I'm definitely gonna, now that I've gotten this done, I'll take it a bit easy. I might even take a couple days off. So the next update you see after this, it might be a while. I mean, you won't notice the difference, but I might show up and then a couple days have gone by and then I've got to remind myself what I was up to, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm so glad this got done. And it just goes to show you the bulk of this was just getting the knowledge. Once I got the knowledge, it was just a couple of hours. I had to do the hunt mission, and then it takes roughly 10 realms you have to clear before the hunt mission finishes. So that took about, what? That alone took about 40 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And then about half an hour of grinding, like dedicated grinding. And then this guy gave us the card. But it just goes to show you, if you have a lot of creatures unlocked like I do, like more, like almost all of them, there's only a few that we don't have. If you have this many creatures unlocked, then it can be very hard to farm knowledge for a specific creature unless you can summon it. If your only recourse is to find the knowledge from random drops, because there's no other way for you to encounter this creature, and if you have over 1,000 creatures, granted, not all of them were eligible for knowledge drops. It was really only the ones that weren't at S rank. But look at how many pages of creatures we have that aren't S rank, right? The knowledge drops for the few creatures that we were looking for were competing with all of these other guys, and that's why it took a while. Obviously, it's gonna get quicker and quicker the smaller this list gets as things get pushed into S rank, and it'll get easier and easier. So if there is another creature down the line who we really need to get knowledge with, then I would hope that, and if it's a creature that we can't summon normally, right, then I would hope that it's not as grueling a process as this one was. But anyway, I'm so glad that this got done in this episode. And like I said, I'm talking as though I'm about to end the episode, even though I literally just told you that that's not going to happen. But I mean, this was such a huge moment for me, right? This is like a week, nearly 2 weeks in the making. Just this one thing. And I feel like I've earned the right to savor it just a little bit. And we've got plenty of time in the episode, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I'm just gonna maybe finish off this realm, And 0 enemies left. Nothing else to do, I do not think. Yeah, I'm not I'm not farming anything else. I'm done for the day. Let me just head home, save the game. Every time I get a really important drop, I then get really nervous that I'm gonna accidentally like force quit, or like Windows is gonna do something, or the game is gonna crash. Even though this game has, in all the times I've played it, crashed like twice. On PC, there's a mobile version as well. That version would crash pretty often, but a lot of mobile games do that. The PC version, in the hundreds of hours that I've played, has only crashed twice. And in those instances, one of them was while generating a level, so that was probably the game's fault. And the other thing, I think, might have been Windows, or my graphics, like the graphics on my laptop. Like sometimes it'll mess up, and then whatever was using, you know, the graphics infrastructure on my laptop sometimes will crash as well. Anyway, all of this is to say, let's head home. Even though we know the game isn't gonna crash, let's just confirm that by going home. It's saved. Okay, like I said, the episode isn't over yet, but I am gonna take a mini break, just like a day or so before I resume this episode. And as you can see, it's loot week right now. It's gonna be loot week for a little bit longer, and you know, we'll see what we find. But yeah, I'm gonna head back off, and when I come back, I'll be showing you the next highlight from whenever I get back to this episode. Alright, see you in a bit. And here we go, Elder Cruncher card in the bag. Another partial bonus obtained. And I'm gonna go back off screen, and I'll show you the next highlight. And later on in the same realm, the Frostbite Cruncher card. Getting through this card set pretty darn quickly. And with that, I'm gonna go back off. See you in a bit. And look at this, we've got a Netherstone in the same realm as well. Ooh! A trait Netherstone as well. The trait is called Odd One. Definitely gonna take a look at that. Where is it? There it is. Your creatures... I think this is going to be pretty useful for our Gate of the Gods party, because it works well with the Diabolic Horde traits, I think. Assuming it stacks with that. In fact, it might even be that very trait. So I'm gonna... I wish I could rename these in the middle of a realm. You've got to go all the way back to the blacksmith to rename them, and by then I'll have already forgotten. But let's just lock it. Yeah, let's just lock it for now, just to be on the safe side. And yeah, very, very lucrative realm. 2 cards and a pretty good Netherstone. So having shown you this lovely haul, I'm gonna... You know what? I was gonna say I'm gonna head back off, but let's actually go home, because I've got to hand in the Goblet of Trials as well. And probably the Rune of Prophecies after that. So let's just kill this guy. And let's head home. You know what? We'll summon a few more of these. And whichever ones we encounter on the way to the portal, we'll do that. Give ourselves a few more chances to get this card. Get yet another card. You'd think this realm has been generous enough, but no. I always want more. I'm not going to stop until I have all of them. Are there any other close by? Yeah, you know what? I'll hit these as well. Hit you. I should have paused the video because now I'm just doing farming at this point. I'll hit this last guy. I think I can hit him and avoid that other blue guy to the right, whose card we already have. Alright, now let's head home. And let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, let's be quick. Let's be quick. Let's take a look at our Rune of Prophecies. We do also have to do a bit of gambling, slot machines, and that's it. And the rest of the things we're not going to do. Alright, let's hurry. Let's hurry. Let's hurry. And I'm so glad I don't have to worry about getting knowledge with the Revenant Horror anymore. Otherwise, I'd be obsessively looking through this list. Oh, is it one of these? Is it one of these? And yeah, I'm glad that that's done. Because now I can just relax. I can just play random realms and not have to worry about that. Alright, what do I have to do? Slot machines, I think, right? Yes. Oh man, there's one more nether portal. You know what? I'll wait until we get the one more nether portal because it's gonna be worth it. Otherwise, we're gonna be missing out on a lot of piety. But you know what? We'll just play the slot machines. We'll just play the slot machines. We'll use 3 tickets. These tickets are just piling up. We'll have to spend all of them eventually. But I'm hoping that before I just spend them all, that maybe there's some way that I can increase the loot bonuses that I get from these games somehow. Maybe there's a way, maybe there isn't. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna wait until we get one more nether realm. For now, I'm just gonna go off screen. I'm gonna re-roll the Goblet of Trials until it is... Oh no, I don't have to re-roll. Oh, happy day. Lucky day. Because it already has the animator as one of the 3 classes. Right, I feel like I've taken up enough of your time. And I'm gonna go back off. And I'll let you know when the next thing happens. Alright, see you in a bit. And here is a card that I'm not farming, but that I got from fighting some wisps here in the Bastion of the Void. And it's yet another bonus card. Having shown you that, I think it's time for me to go back off. So I will see you in a bit. And here we go. Possessed Cruncher card obtained. Just one more card left in the set. And hopefully I'll be showing it to you soon. And here we go. Cruncher set is complete. And now the only thing I need to do is I need to make a swift exit from this realm, trying to get into as little combat as I can, now that we don't need to kill any more of these guys. Oh, and I forgot to fully acknowledge what the Cruncher set does, so let's take a quick look at it. So, for each sealed spell gem the enemy has, we do more damage. As you know, I care more about damage reduction as opposed to damage enhancement, so that's what the second partial set bonus does. We take less damage for each sealed spell gem the enemy has, and then the complete set bonus just makes these effects stronger. Now, we don't really do much in terms of sealing enemy spell gems normally, so for us right now it doesn't do that much. However, the next set that I'm going to start farming, the Paragon set. Where is it? There it is, where we've already gotten a third of it done. This set, when we fully complete it, every time we silence an enemy, one of their spell gems will be sealed The combination of this and the Cruncher set, I think, is going to give us that sweet, sweet damage reduction. So this is going to be the next set that I start farming. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head home. Because another thing that happened in this realm is I found a nether portal. Nothing special in it. But by encountering it, I completed this objective. And now the Rune of Prophecies is almost fully done, except we're not doing False Gods. We're not doing Rhodian Creature Masters. So this is the most we can do for now. I'm just going to hand in the rune. And then that'll be it for this little update. We are still, yeah, we're even still making goblet progress. Lovely. Yeah, let's hand in our rune. Another nearly 40,000. So I haven't been that efficient with the Rune of Prophecies while I've been doing this farming, just because I wanted the focus to be on farming realms and not trying to get the rune done, just because it gets too mentally exhausting. But anyway, I'll take a quick look. Don't have to do any arena combat. Do have to defeat a god. Apocrynox. You know what? Let's quickly do that as well. While I've got you here. Can we go any higher? Maximum. In fact, it tells you what the maximum difficulty is. So yeah, this is 14. So let's do the maximum difficulty of 12. And then that will be it for this update. But that's assuming we win, which we might not. Yes. Okay. Alright, so what do we do? He is being really annoying because he's doing area of effect damage. And he has put some irritating debuffs on us. But we can do stuff to him as well. What? Oh, why are you... He's really... Oh man. I'm gonna have to do a reincarnation just because I don't know if my red white is ever gonna actually get a turn. Because he is taunting, or he's provoking, which means all of these nasty effects are going his way. But if these nasty effects include debuffs that are making him waste his turn, like he's snared right now, he's right at... You know what I can do is I can... there's a better way to do this. First of all, Greater Dispel. And then we give him a turn using Wormhole, right? If the enemies aren't cooperating, you've just got to make it happen your own way. And now we do Feign Death. And now we've won. It's just that easy. What does that give us? Some like 10 emblems. Some mana, and there's that prophecy task done. Anything else that we can do? Yeah, the rest of it. Honestly, other than the creature masters, I think we can do everything else in this. And I'll slowly get that done. Anyway, I think it's time for me to go back off. So I will see you shortly. Okay, so I'm recording this a little bit out of order because for some reason, when I found the Bismuth Paragon card, that's the guy's second from the left, I found the card. I thought I had done everything properly. I paused on the screen where it shows you the card, and then I gave you my little update. Evidently, I didn't enable the recording properly, and it just didn't record. So we missed. This one was completely my fault. We missed that. But I'm letting you know now that we did find this card, and it's you know, it's another card in this set that we're farming, and you can even see the partial set bonuses and what will eventually be the full set bonus. And I think I talked briefly also about why I'm farming this set. But anyway, just want to let you know we found this card, and I'm gonna have to do some extra editing to make sure I drop this down in the correct place in the video timeline, but that's a problem for me. Anyway, it's time for me to go back off, and I'll show you the next highlight in just a few moments. Okay, we're about to get a Paragon skin. Again, didn't get a really good look at it because the battle ended very quickly. The Quartz skin. Let's take a look at that. Let's go to the list of skins. And here we go. So we've got quite a few Paragon skins, but most of them are all from the same Nether boss, his various transformations. But we do have a couple more. We have this one. Don't remember when I got that, but that looks pretty cool. But this is the one that we just got, and it looks pretty rugged, but not that different from how Paragons normally look. This one definitely looks a bit different, but you know, this is the one that we just got, so let's admire it briefly. Nice color scheme, I will say that. Other than that, it looks like it could just be a regular Paragon. Just to show you what I'm talking about, let's bring them up. See, like, this is what they look like. And so you can see that the Quartz skin that we got isn't that different from that's not to say that it's bad, it's just that sometimes skins look very, very different from what the native creature looks like. But sometimes, like this, it's just a subtle variation. While I have you here, one other thing I'll mention is that I went into this Nether realm. Unfortunately, didn't record that, but it was that one Nether realm where there's 4 chests up against the top wall, and then there are levers in front of them. Sorry, no, there's 1 chest on the top wall, and then 4 levers, and then by interacting with the levers you change what the chest looks like, and then depending on what it looks like it gives you different rewards. I usually just go for the one that gives you a mimic fight, but this time I tried a different one, and it gave me 1,000 notoriety. But I didn't realize that I'd gotten notoriety. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, like granite or something, until the you know, notification was already fading away, and it was too late to record. So yeah, got 1,000 notoriety, which technically is a, you know, rare currency. We only have 231,000 of it, which might sound like a lot, but we do need to use it to buy some pretty expensive things from the Riddle Dwarf shop. So, you know, it can potentially get spent pretty quickly. But yeah, another 1,000 notoriety in the bag for whenever we do eventually start spending it. But anyway, I think that's enough for this update. I'll leave you, and I'll be back to show you the next thing in just a few moments. And here we go. We have the card for the delicious looking chocolate Paragon. Just to remind you, this is what they look like. It's just a bar of chocolate with, you know, the other physical features of a Paragon. You know, that headdress and that stern looking face and those arms, but just on a bar of chocolate. It's one of those default creatures that feels like it's one of the special skins almost. But you know what? Whether it's a special skin or a creature, like, the artwork in this game is top notch. Just wanted to show you this guy instead of just showing you the card, because it's a bit of a fun creature. Anyway, having shown you that, I'm gonna go back off, so see you in a bit. And here we go. Emerald Paragon card in the bag, and with that I'm gonna go back off and I'll show you the next highlight in just a few moments. Right, we're about to get another Paragon skin. This one looked like a bit of a flower, I think, if I had to guess. Let's take a look at what it's called. What the? Oh my god, we got the card! We got the card as well as the skin. This has never happened. But I guess, I guess technically it's possible, as you can see. And, I mean, my mind is a little overwhelmed right now, but, well, first of all, I was correct. It was flower themed. Second of all, hell yeah, another Paragon card. Now, how many are left? To get only 2. Can we summon any sapphire ones? Not yet. I'm gonna have to clear out some space. And like I said, I'm overwhelmed right now. I nearly forgot that I gotta show you this skin as well. Where are we? There we are. Flower power. I really like the artwork on this one. That little sly wink and, you know, like the hand gesture. Really adds a little bit something extra to that. Another wonderful skin. I mean, like, this is over the many episodes, and I think in the long term, this is probably going to become my favorite part of the game, collecting skins. Because, like, even the ones that aren't that, you know, like, if you compare them to the regular creatures, like this one, it's still so well made. Like, they're still so good. So yeah, anyway, another skin, another card, and I'm the mythical double drop, skin and card in the same drop. I didn't think it would happen, but you know what? You saw it here. You saw it with your own eyes, just like I saw it with my own eyes. And before I go any more crazy, I should probably go back offline, and I'll show you the next highlights soon. And here we go, Sapphire Paragon card obtained. We are 1 card away from finishing this set, and I am pretty happy about that. And hopefully, I'll be showing you that completed set in just a moment. Well, it's not the full Paragon set that I promised you, but it is another bonus card. And any card find is a good thing. And let us acknowledge that we've gotten this one. And it even gives us a partial bonus. Happy about that. And having shown you that, I'm going to go back off. See you in a bit. And here is yet another bonus card. This one from a chest, from random loot. So, definitely a nice find. And a pretty decent bonus. I think it's gonna... I mean, it's nice to have. I guess for enemies that rely on intelligence a lot, it'll be a pretty bad debuff. For the most part, it'll just be a minor benefit. But still nice to have, and nice to unlock another card. And having shown you that, I'm gonna go back off, so see you in a bit. Alright, it is time to hand in our Rune of Prophecies, but first we've got some Riddle Dwarf games to play. One thing I'll mention is that even though it says we've completed the Goblet of Trials task, I have not actually filled the Goblet of Trials yet. In fact, it won't be for another 10 realms or so. The reason it got filled is because I got the Nether portal encounter with the Rat Stamper, the guy who will just complete one of your random prophecies when you encounter him. So, just wanted to mention that, just so you know that there's nothing fishy going on. So let's see, what are we doing? We're doing everything except slots. Okay. So let's start with the long one, that's Siralim. Spending 3 tickets as always, just because we might as well start spending these tickets that we've been accumulating. And hopefully we get some special currency, although, well, we got a bit of it. Wouldn't mind some loot as well, but I think that's the end of the line for us. Yep. Alright, let's do some Kino then. Oh, okay. That's pretty decent. 1500 notoriety and 4 pages of loot. Very decent. Very decent indeed. And finally, scratch cards. Any moment now. Ooh, we might not win anything. Ooh, but we just barely won. The smallest possible reward we could have gotten. That gives us some. Oh, but hang on, I can't do it yet because listen. I thought I had done this ages ago, to be honest. So what I'm gonna do, man, this has ruined everything. I mean, I'm gonna leave this in the video. I was tempted to just scrap the whole thing, but I wanted to show you us getting some of that special Riddle Dwarf currency. But I'm gonna have to cancel one of our projects to make. Well, I mean, in about, hopefully, one realm, I'll have completed a Forge mission, and then I'll start a Key Forge mission. Alright, well, this is a bit of an anticlimax. Okay, I'll be back, hopefully, when we are actually ready to hand in the Rune of Prophecies. Alright, see you in a bit. And here we go, Topaz Paragon card obtained. The Paragon set that we were trying so hard to get has been completed. I know I just skipped over the bonus, but I'll do you one better. I'll show you the entire set just now. And here we see silenced enemies deal less damage. And now, every time they're silenced, one of their spell gems is sealed. And this, in conjunction with the Cruncher set, where we take less damage for each spell gem the enemy has, should add up to some pretty nice bonuses indeed. But yes, I think I'm very close to ending this episode, but I think a good stopping point would be handing in the Rune of Prophecies. So what I'm gonna do is I'll keep going until we finish the Keyforge mission that I am just about to start after I head back home from this realm. And then once that is finished, I will hand in the Rune of Prophecies. We will end this episode, and then we will end this entire this entire farming session. And that'll be a big moment for the series, because when we come back from that, we're going to be attacking the Gate of the Gods directly. But yeah, I'm gonna go back off because we are not quite done, so I'll see you again shortly. And here we go. We have another card, and this is actually the next set that I am farming. I'll just quickly show it to you. It's the Storm set. And the gist of it is you take less damage from nature spells. I'm farming it for a specific reason relating to something that I'm gonna be doing at the Gate of the Gods early on. So that's why I wanted to get this set out of the way. We'll see if I get it done before I end this episode. It'll be touch and go, because I'm gonna end this episode as soon as I hand in the Rune of Prophecies, and there's just a few realms left for that. But we'll see. We will see, and in fact you will see very soon, because I'm going to go off and I'll show you the next highlight in just a few moments. And just a couple minutes after that, I have the red storm card, so perhaps this is gonna happen a lot quicker than I anticipated. Maybe even in this realm, we'll see. But yeah, we are on the verge of completing this set, and I will bring you the next highlight momentarily. And here's the nether stone. Nothing special, but it's gonna give us a nice bit of piety when we do eventually recycle it. So yeah, just wanted to show you this, and I'm gonna go back off. See you in a bit. And here we go. The Storm Lord card obtained. Storm set complete. And now we take quite a bit less damage from nature spells, and I also need to leave. Are we ready to do... I think I'm gonna have to do one more round. Let me just check. I'm gonna have to do one more realm before I can hand in the Keyforge and then the Rune of Prophecies. So once again, I was about to jump the gun, but luckily I caught that. So I'm gonna go back off screen, and I will be with you shortly to hand in the Rune of Prophecies and then to end the episode. All right? See you in a bit. And a complete bonus drop in the very last realm that I had to do, an Ophan card. So I've learned a little bit about what these Ophan are, because over the last couple of years there's been a bit of a meme about, you know, the whole thing with biblically realistic angels. Like, we have this this popular culture idea of angels as looking like humans, like wearing white robes and wings and stuff. But in terms of how they're actually described in the Bible, it's very similar to this. Like, just disembodied eyes with rings around them. Really strange looking things. So yeah, that's what these guys are. And we just got another one of their cards. And I think we got a partial bonus for that as well, which doesn't really apply to us, but it's good to have. But yeah, I'm gonna go back off, and I'll be back to show you, hopefully, well, I mean, I'll be definitely back to show you the end of the episode, but who knows, maybe we're gonna find one or two other things before this realm is over. Anyway, you will see whether I do shortly. Alright, it is time to hand in this Keyforge mission, which is gonna mean it's time to hand in this Rune of Prophecies. The only thing not completed was this, so we are missing out on a little bit, but that's okay. Let's even start another, let's do an experiment mission. Why not? Why not? And now let's go in, hand in our Rune of Prophecies. Another 10 lines gives us nearly 40,000. And we do have a good amount of piety. Enough to awaken another relic, but I think I'll save that for later. For now, I think we're gonna end this episode because it's been long enough. For me, definitely it has been long enough. But before we end, let us reflect on everything that was accomplished. Let's start by looking at some of the recently earned achievements. I think we hit 55% a while back. But let's take a look at what we got. Knowledge is power 8. S rank with 800 creatures, that's pretty good. We have more than 1,000 creatures in our bestiary. So if we get S rank with all of them, we should be able to push this past 1,000 without having to unlock other creatures. Other than that, a bunch of achievements for hitting rank 50 with the various gods. You can see Frighten, Muse, Pochronox, Alexandria. We killed the Pochronox again. We've got an achievement for that. A bunch more of those. A Peculiar Collection 8 for getting 2.5 million creature parts. Very grim achievement indeed. More achievements for donating to gods and getting favored by gods. Raider 8 for completing 80 raid missions. Raiding is a great way to get knowledge with creatures. You get like pages and pages of rewards, a lot of which are knowledge drops. Having said that, once I hit 100, I'll probably pause raid missions just like I paused training missions, just to focus on the achievements where you need to do the missions where you need where I still need achievements for, like experiment for instance. We hit 50 for that, and Slayer of Tauren. I think now we're into the older achievements because Crystal Collector. Yes, we definitely looked at that. And anything here that I've missed? I don't think so. Now we're. This is the very start of the game. That's the very first achievements that I ever earned. But yeah, I think we are pretty much caught up in terms of achievements. The other major thing we accomplished was, of course, a whole lot of cards. We started this farming session at less than 300. We ended at 442. So we earned more than 400 cards, most of them from dedicated farming, some of them from random creature drops, a few of them also... I need to stop accidentally disabling card sets. Some of them from random creature drops, some of them from random loot drops. A couple of them, I think, were from that Nether encounter where the guy just gives you a card. I wish we could find that guy over and over again, especially for the rare cards that you can't find through random drops. I imagine because the Mimic card, which we were lucky enough to get, but if we hadn't gotten it, and if you still haven't gotten it, that guy might not be a bad way to get cards like that. Or, you know, the other dumpling cards, I think. He might be our only option for getting those. But yeah, I mean, that's all about our sources of cards. We also should acknowledge that 140, let's say 142, let's assume we were at 300 exactly, and 142 is our net bonus. That is a lot of cards. That's more than 10% of the total number of cards, and not just that, but a lot of card sets were completed as well. A lot of very important sets. I got most of the resource-oriented sets completed, such as, you know, Clockwork we did ages ago, but the the Elf set, the Fae set. These are some cards that we completed, card sets that we completed recently, that give us bonuses. We also focused on card sets that give us some combat bonuses, like more health, and other sets that make debuffs more effective against enemies. And we completed so many of them that going over each of them individually is gonna take quite a bit of time. But the Revenant card set, this one, I'm so glad that we finished it, because it should give us nice damage reduction, because when we're buffed, we would then take less damage. And if enemies debuff us, then we take even less damage, so that's just a nice little insurance policy. Yeah. And on every single page, there's at least one star indicating that that there's a complete set. In fact, at least two. Two is the lowest. Everywhere else we've got more than two, which is a thing of beauty. And I'm gonna love watching the screen when we've completed all the sets and when it is just full of stars and nothing else. But that is a dream for the far future. But perhaps not as far as we might originally have thought, because, like I said, we gained cards at a pretty good pace. Having said all of this, we are going to be pausing, or we're going to be playing the game slightly differently, or to be more exact, we're gonna go back to the old style of playing, where I come in, play for an hour, like I set aside an hour, and then we play, and then the episode builds its own momentum, and then at the end of it, you end the episode in the way we'd been doing it. So these farming sessions are gonna go on the back burner for a while, and obviously we're not just gonna be going back to regular episodes, but we are gonna be going back into the Gate of the Gods and seeing what sort of madness we can encounter for what sort of madness we can encounter with all of the different crazy traits that these guys have. I do have a plan, though. Obviously, one plan is we've got to build our dedicated party to beat all of these gods and beat them easily without having to, because you have to fight each of them at least 40 times. Or there might be an off by one error, but I think you start at 10 and then you have to go all the way to 50. So it might be 41. You've got to fight these. The gist of it is you've got to fight these guys a bunch of times, and if for each of them I'm having to fiddle around, change my build, change my class, that's not really going to be a viable way to get all of these achievements in a timely fashion. So of course, that is the reason why I'm using a guide to help me get through most, if not all, of these gods. But before we get to that, we are going to have to build that party. I think I have everything I need to build that party, although, as always, I suspect that when I start, I'll find out that I forgot one crucial thing, and then we'll have to go into this with that incomplete build. Hopefully not, but that might happen. But before I even do that, I have a different plan. Before I just give up on the class that we're using right now, I want to see how well this does at the, oh god. Excuse me. That sneeze kind of snuck up on me. What I was going to say was, before I change classes, before we build our new party, I want to take my animator, who has already ascended itself as a specialty, and I want to test it out against one of these gods. And I want it to be a tough god. Like, I don't want it to be a Tauren, where he just does indirect damage and that's annoying. Like, anybody could beat him. I want it to be one that is kind of tough for us as well. I think I'm gonna go for this guy. So, next episode, I guess we can call it the first Gate of the Gods episode. But before we build our dedicated party, I want to see how well my build does. Now, I'm going to have to make some slight modifications to the build, because certain things that we have right now aren't really gonna help us too much. Like, I don't think overkill is really necessary. I don't think if we're getting rid of overkill, we might as well get rid of goad. So I'm gonna have to change some things to give us a better chance of fighting this god. But that's stuff that we'll think about in the next episode. But the next episode for me is gonna come after a bit of a break. At least a week, maybe 2 weeks. Hopefully less than a month. But yeah, hopefully for you, in fact, almost certainly for you, the episode will just come up on the next scheduled day, but for me, it's going to be after a bit of a break. I'll be nice and refreshed as well, and ready to take on this challenge. But anyway, let us reflect once again on the progress that we've made. Not a huge number of achievements, mainly because we weren't doing false god fights, nether boss fights, we weren't going deeper into realms, we weren't fighting masters, that kind of thing, which is another big source of achievements. So our main achievements were just ones for donating and getting favor with the gods, but we did get a couple other little ones here and there as well. Assassination 70 as well, completing 25 card sets, those are all crucial long-term achievements also, but the main thing we got was a bunch of cards. Oh, I also didn't mention we also got a bunch of skins. Ooh. And some really nice looking ones as well. Some really nice ones. What was my... There was one... There were a couple that I really liked. I really liked the gentleman... The gentleman? The gentleman. Gentleman. Suddenly I'm forgetting how this word is pronounced. But this skin, this dude with the top hat, for a race that normally looks like this. That was one of my favorites. Obviously, some of these dumpling skins are great as well. But there was one that I'm gonna see if... Probably when like Horde of Tiny Golems is possibly still my favorite, but this is one we got ages ago. There's one skin that I got during these farming sessions that I really liked. I think... What? Let me just take a quick look through this list, and while we're there, we'll oh yes, it's this one, porpoiseful, with its horribly punny name, and also the very cute looking appearance, again, for a race that normally looks more like this. So yeah, this, out of the ones that we got in these 10 episodes, has to be my favorite. But yeah, so skins as well, we can't ignore those, because those were also we don't need them for achievements anymore, but we do like to see them just because they are rare drops and they're always a delight to see. But yeah, I think that now has summed up everything that we have accomplished. Oh yeah, one final thing that we did was we found another rare creature, the Mogwai. Let's see if we can find you pretty quickly. It's on this page. The Mogwai. Not sure how we can make a build around this, but like, we have it, so it's there, and that's another, another thing, another small little check mark on the long road to 100%. But yes, I think with that, we have summarized just about everything that we did in these 10 episodes. And with that, it is time for me to say thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you for sticking around through these farming episodes. I know it's a slightly different way of playing, and I, to be honest, prefer the old way, which is just playing for a full hour, because it does get a bit fragmented when you're playing a little bit here, a little bit there. I just feel better about games when I just dedicate some time to play them, and then I play them, and then I reflect on what happened, and it's gonna be nice to go back to that. Having said that, we will probably have to do more farming sessions like the one we did, if only because there's so much to do in this game, and if you're not doing high efficiency farming every once in a while, you're never gonna finish. But yes, for now though, when we come back next episode, it's gonna be back back to the old style of playing in terms of episode length and episode composition, but very different in terms of objective, because like I said, it's going to be Gate of the Gods time. But yes, once again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a great time, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode as well. And until then, take care.